Hi, this is Karame, and I'm on my Monk Swaggle on the WAD beta. Today is going to be the launch of patch 6.0 on live servers, and it's occurred to me that I have not really done a video on Crane Stance, and that's my fault, but I am here to talk to you about Crane Stance, also known as the Mistweaver utility, which is basically our way of saying we don't really have any utility. And Disc Priests got Atonement nerfed, and we have Crane Stance, which can do some decent damage now. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. One thing that's different about Fist Weaving now is we have Rising Sun Kick, which costs 2 chi. Also, our Vital Mists buff is no longer from Tiger Palm uses, it's from every chi that you spend in Crane Stance. So if you use a 4 chi explosion, for example, you get 4 stacks of Vital Mists. And basically you always want to track your Vital Mists buff and use stuff accordingly. So if you have 3 Vital Mists, you can use 2 Tiger Palms or a Rising Sun Kick or a 2 chi Blackout Kick. And if you have 4 stacks of Vital Mist, then you want to use just a Tiger Palm, and that'll put you at 5, because any more than that is a waste. So let's talk a little bit about this. We now have 3 buffs to upkeep. We have Tiger Power. We no longer have Serpent Zeal, instead we have Crane Zeal, which increases our crit strike by 20%, and this does not carry over into Serpent Stance. And then we also have Rising Sun Kick, which applies a debuff, an AoE debuff, to all enemies within 8 yards. It will increase the damage they take by 20% for 15 seconds, and Rising Sun Kick is a buff that you will want to keep up. But anyway, so our filler has gone from Tiger Palm to Blackout Kick or Chi Explosion, which I'll talk more about later. And we use Rising Sun Kick on cooldown. We no longer have Muscle Memory, and Jab's cost has been reduced. So Jab is now our Chi builder, and it's okay to jab multiple times in a row now. So yeah, we also have Crackling Jade Lightning as a very expensive chi builder. It builds it really quickly though, I'll show you again. Yeah, so you get 4 chi every time, and it's very costly, however, but it can be used in a pinch, and I know some people are using it with Chi Explosion, since you can use it to quickly get a Chi Explosion off. And also, in Crane Stance, Chi Explosion is instant, but it is around you only. So it's a bit different than the Serpent Stance Chi Explosion. And Chi Explosion replaces Blackout Kick in both stances, but yeah. In Serpent Stance, Blackout Kick isn't usable unless you have Chi Explosion, which will not be an attack in Serpent Stance. But anyway, Crane Stance currently is extremely mana efficient, particularly with the set bonuses, which I have a video discussing, and it's pretty decent. Spinning Crane Kick in Crane Stance now only deals damage, but that damage is affected by Eminence. So yeah, Crane Stance is pretty good. And of course you still want to use your, Chi Wave, or probably Chi Burst is what you're going to be using. I'm spec Zuin right now, which is wrong. Zuin is a terrible talent. and we'll be choosing between Chi, Torpedo, and Rushing Jade Wind. But that's just in general. Power Strikes is currently best. As for Chi Explosion, I want to talk about this. Chi Explosion is not as good as Pool of Mists, but if you are only using Crane Stance, then Chi Explosion is better. If you are swapping at all between Serpent and Crane, then you'll want to go Pool of Mists. Pool of Mists gives your Rising Sun kick 3 charges and increases its damage by 50%. And it gives your Renewing Mist spell 3 charges as well and increases its healing by 15%. So if you're swapping at all, this is beneficial. And you can swap and throw out Renewing Mist and then swap back, or, you know, stuff like that. But Chi Explosion is better if you are only in Crane Stance. So consider what your plans are for what you're doing when you spec, because it is important. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. You still have Expel Harm, which generates Chi. And with Power Strikes, it can generate more than 1 Chi, as you can just see. Power Strikes affects Jab, Spinning Crane Kick, Expel Harm, and Surging Mist. So, yeah, a lot of spells that we're using, especially in Crane Stance with the Jab. It's pretty good. And we still have Surging Mist, which only works in the Crane Stance. Sorry, Glyph of Surging Mist. It is a smart Surging Mist, so you should be using this while in Crane Stance. And even without the stacks of Vital Mists, your Surging Mist will be smart while in Crane Stance. Our tank healing abilities while in Crane Stance are basically composed of using Surging Mists, and lots of them. Really, if anybody's taking extreme amounts of damage, it might be better just to be in Serpent Stance. Because, yeah, this isn't really designed for healing, but there are ways to make it work. And, you know, in a 0% overheal scenario, yeah, Serpent Stance is going to pull more numbers, but usually you're going to be doing some more overhealing, so Crane Stance can, you know, bridge the gap between, you know, 50% and 100%, which are the numbers we're hearing for, like, you know, Crane Stance is supposed to be 50-50, but it might be more than that. So, anyway, I hope you all enjoy 6.0, and I hope this video has been somewhat helpful in talking about Crane Stance. And I hope all you Mistweavers out there have a good time and have fun, most of all, because it's going to be, you know, a period of adjustment. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, I feel like right now Crane Stance is the main thing that Mistweavers bring to the table, and a lot of fellow Mistweavers feel that way. So it is pretty important to at least have a grasp on how it works, if nothing else. So thank you for watching, and have a great day.